Hi everyone, welcome to Miss Adams Teaches Poetry. In this video, we are going to be taking a look at First Flight by U.A. Fanthorpe. This video is going to focus on the content, the context, and form in particular. There is a video coming your way with 5 key quotes analysed in detail, so do keep your eyes peeled for that. Otherwise, let's get started. So First Flight is about an individual's very first experience on going on an aeroplane and flying in a commercial flight for the first time. The poem actually has 2 very distinct narrative voices. One voice is very, very inexperienced in flying, and so you go through this process of experiencing with them their feelings of discomfort, followed by awe, and then kind of concern, I suppose, for what it really means to have built this kind of technology and to be experiencing flight in this way. Running through this, we've got another voice, which is a experienced flyer who is sort of quite nonchalantly and dismissively and at times arrogantly narrating his experience of, or her experience of, being on an aeroplane and kind of presenting it as being a very, very kind of easy affair. So you've got these 2 contrasting voices. Little bit of context to surround that. Fanthorpe was around from 1929 to 2009. She actually didn't start writing poetry until much later in her life, until like her 50s. She was an English teacher. She was an English teacher first, and then decided that she was going to give writing a go. And she actually went and worked in a psychiatric hospital, which was really inspiring to her. In fact, some of the cases that she sort of witnessed there inspired some of the storylines and the narrations of the poems that she did. Now, one of the things that was very important to her was that she was offering a kind of commentary, a social historical commentary. She wanted to write about things that were important to society. So that makes sense because this poem is all about the rise of commercial flights. And so it makes sense that she would want to write a poem observing this kind of moment and this sort of experience, particularly for the inexperienced flyer. Form in this poem is brilliant. So easy to write about form here. It's excellent. So get this down on your flashcards. Now, you can just take one look at it and see that it's free verse. You know, there's obviously no, metrical regularity. There's no rhyme scheme here. But of course, what makes the form of this poem particularly interesting is the use of dual narrative. So if you have a little look in front of you, probably in your anthologies, it's all just in one column. I just couldn't fit it in. But where we have the italicized stanzas, these are the narrations of the experienced flyer. And anything that is not in italics, that is the narration of the inexperienced flyer. And the 2 juxtapose each other. And actually, there's a sort of irony in the way that these narratives move, because even though the experienced flyer is sort of positioning themselves as this person, this expert, their sort of narrative becomes more and more mundane, whereas the inexperienced flyer, the kind of main narrator, starts to grasp more and more understanding of the sort of the world and the dangers of the kind of technological advancements that are being made. You'll notice that there is a lot of enjambment in this, and actually what you really need to look at is the way that we have enjambment between the stanzas but that are interrupted. So it's important that you recognize that you could almost read the 2 narratives separately, and then read them together and see how they interrupt. So lots of enjambment and lots and lots and lots of interruptions. That's all. That's it from me. Just a quick little video on context and form and content, obviously. If you would like to find out more about the techniques that Fanthorpe is using to present those different narrative voices, then tune in for my next video where I will be going through 5 key quotations looking at features of language, structure and form. If you haven't subscribed, click that button please, and if you have, thank you so much. Drop me a line in the comments if you've got any questions. Otherwise, that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching and happy revising.